A very warm welcome to all the viewers. Road traffic accidents are one of the world's largest public health concern. This has become more important and serious because most of the victims are overwhelmingly healthy prior to their accidents. According to the World Health Organization, more than 1 million people have been killed on world's roads each year. And this has become essential for every individual to know, not only know, but follow the road safety rules. The 21st Road Safety Week is being observed in Assam along with the rest of the nation by State Transport Department and Guwahati Traffic Police. To discuss on the issue of road safety, we have our eminent guest here, Mr. Swapnalil Barua, IAS of Transport and Secretary of State Transport Authority, Assam.
Hello.
And I have here Mr. Beni Madhav Dole, Additional Commissioner of Transport, Assam. So I would like to ask Mr. Dole first. Mr. Dole, how would you define Road Safety Week, which we are presently observing?
Road Safety Week is a very important celebration, or to call it. It's being done throughout the country. In Assam also we are doing it from 1st to 7th of January. Road safety has become a very important subject. As you have mentioned, that healthy people have lost their lives. So the concern is there in the government, the concern is there everywhere. What we do during the week is to bring awareness among the people, drivers, among the children, among the students, to know what road safety is. We simply forget road safety because when our children go to school, do the guardians teach them how to cross the road, how to get into the bus? I think those things are not taught.
Okay.
They leave it to the administration. That is not the case. The case should be that the guardian should take an important role in educating their wards about road safety. Because it's very important. One little slip and you lose your life. Another thing is that as far as drivers are concerned, we find that most of the drivers' eyesight are not up to date or not good enough for driving. So in the road safety week, what we do is we organize eye camps for their checkup, and we recommend the doctors associated with the checkup recommend to the for spectacles or for treatment. At least we this kind of camp makes the owner know that his driver's eyesight is not up to the mark.
And this kind of campaign is being held all over India.
It is held all over India. It's a Indian thing. To tell you one thing, that the Motor Vehicle Act is one. The Motor Vehicle Act is the same throughout the country. So we follow the act. As far as the safety rules are concerned, the government has done quite a lot. There are a lot to be done. I'm not saying we have done it. There are a lot to be done. There have been amendments of the Motor Vehicle Act, wherein Section 134, where it says that if someone is injured on the road, he should be taken to the next doctor. And that doctor has to treat him compulsory. It's a mandatory.
So you want to say especially that Road Safety Week is aimed to minimize the death and unnecessary accidents on the road.
I would
through this.
I would say that, but mainly it is to educate
Educate
to
people.
bring awareness
Okay.
to the people. So and another thing in the Road Safety Week is that the government is not only the transport department, it is the police department, it is the schools and colleges, it is the doctors, it is the prominent citizens who are all associated with it. So it is organized for everyone's benefit.
And it is a collective work.
Collective.
Okay. So Mr. Barua, coming
Yes,
to you,
yes.
I would like to know what is the scope of road safety and does it include all types of road accidents which happens on road?
In fact, if you talk about road safety, I would see three components to accidents or safety. One is the driver, the second are the occupants, and the third are the bystanders or the pedestrians, as we may say. See, these three people are normally involved in accidents or a part of an accident. You have a driver who's rashly driving, or there are careless passengers who disturb the driver and thereby cause accidents, and there may be careless pedestrians also who don't follow the traffic rules and land up into accidents, whereas the driver may not be at fault. So this is, as I said, I'm picking up from where Mr. Dole has ended, is that week is an effort to create a consciousness among the society right at the beginning of the year that a vehicle is a very useful thing, but it can also be a very dangerous thing. It's something like electricity or the gun.
Okay, and as the cliche is there, speed thrills, but it kills.
So that aspect is there, so we have to be very careful, and especially the people who are not very otherwise aware of the ill effects of a vehicle, or mal driving, or not being careful enough on the roads. Road cautiousness or road safety, whatever way you call it. It's a collective effort. It involves society. A vehicle is a very important thing, but it has to be kept under control so that it does not take a toll of men and life along with it. So this is basically the scope of road accidents. And our effort now is that we see in the department or in the government, we see that every road accident is possibly because the driver was unaware, or rather not educated in the sense that he was not fully conscious in practicing the laws that he knew, or taking the minimum precautions which he knew. It could be drunken driving, it could be careless driving, it could be talking on a mobile, it could be crossing in a zebra crossing, and also on the part of the pedestrian, that you have certain obligations to take care of on the road so that you do not endanger life. Because I tell you one thing, it may so happen that someone may run in front of a speeding car. He might somehow escape the speeding car, but the speeding car, by losing control, can go and kill absolutely innocent bystanders. And it's not the fault of the driver or the fault of that killed bystander, but this errant pedestrian who crossed at such a stage. Or let's say it could be in the context of Northeast India, is our cattle which we let loose on the roads. One runs across and then you have this problem. So that is in that context.
There's one more question, like just said because of pavements also. So here you want to say that there is a pavement design, standard pavement design which we should follow in our country?
Well, see, all this is under the purview of the Motor Vehicles Act and other acts of different ministries. So there is a standardized procedure, and now you have the 4-laning, then you have the national highways, then you have the state highways, and the PWD road standards. So they take care of all these kind of things.
Okay. So, Mr. Dole, how would you, do you think that there is a classification of accidents which are happening on the road?
Actually,
or we can, whatever accidents are there, we can bring it under the category of road accidents?
Actually, road accidents as it is, they fall under this one category, road accidents. Anything that takes place in road.
What she is interpreting is possibly the fatal accidents and the recoverable accidents.
We have not all the accidents which are happening on road. For the viewer, can we say that all accidents, whatever happening, not possibly that a vehicle is involved in that, every accident is considered to be a road accident?
Yes. When you are taking a vehicle and there is an accident, you are bodily injured or you are not injured, you dash against a pedestrian, that comes to be a road accident. And there are different aspects as far as if you talk about insurance, there are different kind of insurance. The insurance will, insurance claim will always be there for all kinds of things. As per section 163, there has the government of India has even taken out, made a board by notification which says that in hit and run cases, you can claim compensation.
Okay, that means for our viewers only, I want to say that road accidents not cover all the accidents. The vehicle, if somebody has just tripped on the road, it's not a road accident.
Oh, that I will not say,
Well,
because but it's an accident.
Okay.
It does not involve the vehicle, or it does not involve it, but it's just an
Okay, so
accident.
here the main question comes, what are the main reasons for highway crashes and how can we prevent them? I would like to put this question to Mr. Borua.
Well, our experience has been with highway crashes is that one is overspeeding, secondly, it is bad roads, thirdly, it's bad pedestrians who cross, and cattle, especially in India. And to a certain extent, it's a very emerging trend is drunken driving.
Okay.
So here I would like to put one more thing. Roads police, or they have their difficulties. We have our own difficulties. We cannot say there's a quick remedy to whatever is going on. There cannot be a quick remedy. The remedy is taking place. It is taking place. The enactment is there. It is taking place, and in course of time, as seen in Assam, mainly it is the license which is creating problems. But our department has computerized the licenses, even smart cards, so that fake and fraud license cannot circulate. So this is one of the measures which has been taken to see that the right person gets the license.
In fact, that is what I am saying is that, see, you have a bad road. Or let's say a northeastern region, you cannot rule out floods or landslides. The road will be damaged. So we expect that for road safety, the driver will take minimum amount of precaution and not overspeed in a road which is not conducive for him. Even the best of roads can get damaged.
Yes.
So if you really want, or if you are talking about road safety, we include he may not hurt anybody, but he may hurt himself also. So that amount of safety he has to take himself, or be cautious, or be aware. And that is what we are trying to inculcate in the course of the Road Safety Week. That you have to be careful yourself also, so that you don't endanger your life. Especially in the case of bikers, the speed biking which you have, the Dhoom 2 generation.
Yes, yes.
So we
The
keep on
rash
telling
driving.
rash driving that we tell them that, see, don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself, don't injure yourself, so that you become a cripple. Not only a cripple, why should you even have a
Name
small
yourself,
little,
yeah.
name yourself a
Be
little bit.
responsible,
Yeah.
be sensible. So, Mr. Dole, how can we make the city traffic safer? This would be my next question to you.
See, as I told you, the administration or the planners have a duty to do, but at the
Yes.
same time, the citizens also have duty to do. So if everyone joins together and takes this aspect of road safety very importantly, I think we will be able to do it. As far as roads and bridges are concerned, they are being built. They will be built. So I will not comment on those. But what I feel is this road safety is one's own thing. It is not a road safety that will be given by the administration only. The safety will come to me. No, it is a safety which will come from yourself.
In fact, if you are talking about prevention of road accidents, one is awareness. Secondly, we are trying to improve on the training of the drivers, the handymen, conductors, all people associated with the vehicle. We are also trying to spread awareness among the school children, among the college-going boys, and even adults. And then we are trying to have a transport plan which will minimize accidents.
Do you think many private driving schools are there? So, do you think they can also play a major part in this?
Yes,
By
I think-
educating the learners?
Yes, see, educating the drivers, whether it's a private school or a government school, doesn't make any difference. Education is education. So I think they have definitely a
One thing I
role.
want to tell you is that I have, fortunately, I started my career with the Act of 1939. This is 1988. In the Act of 1939, in a particular chapter, I had seen that what makes a good driver? It is anticipation, judgment, and maneuver.
Yes.
So that comes from yourself, from your inner self. It cannot be given. Can it be given? No. So that is there. The training schools will go on. Training schools will come up. But the particular candidate, or a particular person, must have this knack to
Have to
drive
be
well.
responsible.
To drive well.
Yes.
And one more thing you had said, that what are the measures we are taking to improve the system. I would also like to quote section 71, subsection 3, and section 74, subsection 3, that is contract carriage and stage carriage. There is this, the Motor Vehicle Act envisages that this can be implemented only on the orders or only on the approval of the central government. The state government cannot do it. So in certain cases like this, many states have forwarded this for amendment to bring it back to the state. And another thing I want to clarify to the people, that the age of the vehicle is not determined by the state government. Age of a vehicle is determined by the central government. If you refer to section 59 of the Motor Vehicle Act 1988, said that age of the vehicle can be determined by the central government. So certain amount of, I will not say the act is not up to date. I would say the act needs amendment, because with changing times, we need amendment. So restrictions, see, as I told you about the restrictions in section 71 and 74 of contract carriage and stage carriage within the city of Guwahati can be done. But are we doing it? Because we cannot do it. It is the prerogative of the central government. So these things need amendment. Just as I told you about certain amendments which have taken place and which have made things clear. So these amendments are going on.
Basically, what we are trying to do is that, I mean, a layman would be particularly concerned about the sections or the amendment of the act. But the thing is that making things, decision-making process being faster, is that the faster, the quicker we can make about the changes in the laws, the faster we can make things safer for people in the state.
And the better.
And that adds to road safety.
Yes.
And another thing which I think is another cause of concern for us is the tension and the fatigue factor, which also contribute a lot to accidents. That also must be reduced, and I think there the social organizations have a great role, let's say yoga, meditation, whatever be it, that and also wayside amenities where a fatigued driver can take proper rest. So that is not very developed in the Northeast. In fact, we have difficulties in even getting proper food in certain hill sections of the northeastern region. So those have to be developed, because they indirectly contribute to road accidents. See, a certain amount of fatigue, or let's say a driver is leaving at night or driving all throughout the night and he doesn't get proper food. It'll add to his irritation, and there is a tendency of road rage, the latest disease which is hitting the country. These kind of things have to be prevented also.
It is true that government authorities should handle all these things, but it is equally important that common people should also learn and try to implement and of course follow the road safety rules. Then only we can minimize these road accidents, the reckless road accidents. So with this we have come to the end of the show, and I know it's not easy to cover this issue in just a tight schedule. But thank you very much, both of you, Mr. Barua, Mr. Dole. You have taken out the time out of your busy schedule for this interview. Thank you very much. And with this, we have come to the end of the show. But viewers, we promise you we will return with yet another interesting show. And be responsible and be sensible and drive sensibly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.